Yay. Oh, yay, now we're live.
You see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, let me just do one more thing and then we can get started. Sorry, Shawna.
Let's see if we have anyone tuning in on Instagram yet.
Okay.
Hi, friends. Thank you so much for being patient while we get set up. We are trying to go live on Facebook and Instagram, and we're trying to record it for Zoom so we can upload it for all you guys later. And we're like not the best with technology, so thanks so much for hanging tight.
Yes, I think we're good.
All right, yay.
Hi, Emily. I see you on Instagram. So thank you all for bearing with us as we were a few minutes delayed. I am here in the Philadelphia area and I lost power, not only in my home, but my office. So a dear friend in Wayne, Pennsylvania helped me. So I'm here in her kitchen. And Shawna, who is fabulous, is over in Scottsdale, Arizona. So Shawna, show us around. I mean, you have a pool behind you, you have citrus trees. I'm so jealous.
I do. Yeah, we're in my my sunny backyard here in Scottsdale. I have a pool just over here, and I would like move everything around, but I just got it all set up. But yeah, one thing I love about my backyard is that I actually have a couple of citrus trees. So I have a grapefruit tree, and a lemon tree, and an orange tree.
Lucky.
Yes. So I make a lot of grapefruit beverages. And so I was actually looking at your grapefruit margarita recipe, and I was like, well, I can do that. No problem.
So it was delicious. It's my
I do. I actually pull down a lot at a time and I juice them. I put them in little mason jars and stick them in my fridge. Nice. It just really cuts down the time of like making per drink. And I've been drinking a lot more lately. So I feel like I was trying to like speed up the process.
As everyone has been. So for those of you who don't know, Party Host Helpers is not just in the tri-state area, but we are all over the country. And I have 10 women located from East Coast to West Coast who are my regional directors. They're the ones that book the parties, hire the staff, manage their territories. And I've been lucky enough to have Shawna on our team for over a year now. And she manages the Scottsdale area as well as Denver and Seattle. And she's a rock star. And the parties are so fun in Scottsdale, especially the ones that we hear about that Party Host Helpers are able to be at. So Shawna, what's your favorite part of living in Arizona? Because you're from New York originally.
I am. Yeah, I'm from New York originally. And I moved out here about 13 years ago. And once I moved out here, I discovered that shoveling snow like wasn't part of like something I had to do 6 months a year. So I was like, I think I'll stay. So I stayed out here, and I love that we're so close. The climate's amazing. It's great for your hair. If you have frizzy hair in Arizona, you always have a good hair day because we have zero humidity. But there's, we can go 2 hours north and go skiing if we wanted to into the mountains. We can head 4 hours to Vegas. We can head, 5 hours to San Diego or Los Angeles. And if we wanted to go to Mexico, we can go to Mexico in a quick 3 hours. So you can really go a lot of places from here. And so it's been so much fun living here that I couldn't bring myself to move back. So I kind of settled in here in Scottsdale, and I've been working for Party Host Helpers for, I think, almost a year and a half, 2 years now. So time's cruising.
That's awesome. I'm getting some feedback here. Hang on. Okay, I fixed it. Whoops. Did I lose you? No. Okay. I visited Shawna last May. It'll be almost a year, and we threw the coolest photo shoot. So if anyone sees some of our helper pictures, we do photo shoots every other year in different territories to help with our marketing efforts. And we use real helpers. We don't use models or anything. And we got this amazing Airbnb that was in Scottsdale, and it was I felt like we were on the set of a Bravo TV show. Like the helpers that you had were gorgeous. We made these awesome like margaritas. We set up this awesome bar. Like it was great. So anytime you see tropical photos in our marketing for Florida or Texas, California, Arizona, that was from that photo shoot. It was so cool. So
yeah, that was so fun. And that photo shoot was actually at an Airbnb that's one of my clients who hires us to come in and help with weddings that book there, help with parking, all sorts of bartending we do there. So we actually work at that property a lot. So it was really fun to actually do a photo shoot there, doing something that we do there all the time.
Yeah, when everything lifts, we need to have a party there.
I agree.
So should we jump right in? I mean, it's almost Friday. It's 5:04. I think that despite the quarantine, Thursday is a big cocktail evening. Anyway, so I know that I'm getting a little tired of my classics, like my vodka club, my glass of wine, my champagne, which is why we're sort of teaming up here at Party Host Helpers with different experts and our regional director to show you easy recipes that you can make at home. Maybe you might have to make a quick trip to the liquor store every couple weeks. So throw these on your list. But most of the stuff you might have at home. So you want me to start or you want to start, Shawna?
I'll go first. That way I can drink while you and like I was saying earlier, if you want to make these at home, grab the ingredients kind of in bulk at the store. We do use fresh limes and jalapenos, but you can cut them up and put them in the refrigerator, and that way it cuts down the time that you need to make it. But if you're going to make it at a party, sometimes these recipes to make them onesie twosie can be super time consuming. So again, if you're having a party, I always recommend hire one of our bartenders, hire a party host helper, because they can do all the prep work. They can cut up all the limes. They can, they can juice them. They can, cut up jalapenos. They can cut up. They can seed your jalapenos. There's nothing worse than spending all this time to seed all your own jalapeno peppers. So that's my recommendation. But for now, since we're quarantined, I'm doing it myself. I'm trying to keep my hands out of my eyes. So this recipe is actually kind of fun. It's a little bit of like a skinny margarita. The sugar that we're going to use, instead of using a simple syrup, we're actually just going to use pure maple syrup. So
that's crazy. I never use maple syrup. When I saw your recipe, I was like, really, maple syrup?
Yeah, and it's kind of nice because it's an ingredient that you could use in a lot of different things to bake. You can use it for pancakes, of course, but now you can use it for your beverages. So it kind of cuts down on the amount of stuff you need to buy. So it's really, really easy. So what I did is I actually pre-measured it out. We are going to use some fresh squeezed lime juice. So it's going to be 1 ounce of lime juice. So it's about like a lime and a half, but I pre-measured it and I put in a little shot glass here. So real easy, lime juice.
I'm sorry, my husband called.
And then we're gonna have the maple syrup. So the maple syrup is actually a half an ounce of maple syrup. So it's really not a whole lot at all. And as you can see, it's the pure maple syrup. So it's the stuff that's really, really thin. You don't want to use anything really, really thick because it's not gonna stir in. Pour that in next to there.
You have the real maple syrup.
Yeah, so the recipe really wants you to use that because when you're mixing in cold, it's easier to mix in. And then, of course, our tequila.
Ooh, what kind of tequila do you have there?
So we're using the El Tesoro tequila here. So they don't here in Arizona. They have a lot of tequila. We have a lot of spirits in the grocery stores, which I know they don't have in Philly where you're at.
Yeah.
But you can't really quite get this at the grocery store. So what I did is I went to Spirit, Total Wine. They had it. So those are pretty easily located around the valley. I went there. They had it no problem. They were fully stocked, very, very smooth, which is really, I can't drink tequila unless it's going to go down very, very smooth. So, so this is where it's at. So we're going to use 1.5 ounces of that, pour it on in. Then for a little bit of spice, put a jalapeno or two. And I did remove the seeds myself. And then I'm gonna stir it on up. We'll stir. And then some sparkling water. 6 ounces of this, and I did pre-measure this out already too, but 6 ounces gives it that nice, light summer day, very fizzy, very fresh. And we're gonna give it a little
healthy too, because it's club soda. It's not like you have, you know, your syrup.
And you're gonna add our ice, which is mostly melted now.
Yum, that looks so good. So basically it's just.
Then we give a little garnish for the top.
Maple syrup, club soda, tequila. And then
cut up a little line here.
We're going to be pushing out the recipes too. We have them in a JPEG that we'll be pushing out. So you guys, if you, sorry, Shawna, I just said that we have the recipes for them.
I like to make it look real pretty.
That looks so good.
Yeah.
Yum.
And then what you can also do, and I didn't put it on, but if you don't want this, if you don't want the spice of the jalapeno, you can easily mix up a little bit of chili lime salt. And I did that here. I used sea salt. I used a little bit of chili, like fine chili powder and some cayenne pepper. And I just mixed it together. It's, I mean, just spices that you have in your cabinet anyway. And then you put that on the rim. So if that is where you like to get your spice from, go ahead and use that instead of the lime or instead of the jalapenos. But if you like a lot of fire to your margaritas, then go ahead and do both.
How many calories do you think it has?
One more time?
About how many calories do you think that has?
You know what?
I mean,
I'd have to calculate that and get back to you. I don't think it's much because I think it's probably about 90 calories for the tequila. The tequila is probably gonna be about 90 calories, 80, 90 calories for the tequila. I'd have to check on the pure maple syrup because it's really gonna depend on what maple syrup you use. Maple syrup.
Yeah, you could use light syrup. You could, yeah, whatever.
Oh, sorry. I have the feedback. I had it turned way down. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I just said you could use light syrup. You know, you don't have to use like.
It's very fresh. I mean, you're going to have 0 calories from the sparkling water. So it's going to be probably a very low calorie drink. I would say probably maybe 150 calories.
That's good.
Yeah.
Should we make
Cinco right around the corner? I keep gravitating towards these anyway. I'm extra prepared for Cinco this year.
I love it. I love it. That's right. That'll be good for Cinco. That one or the one I made last time. I mean, they're all sort of similar, just different twists to them rather than a, you know, a red.
Yeah.
Love it. Good job, Shawna.
Thank you. It's fun. It's tasty. Spicy.
Should I show you how I make my sparkling Cosmo now?
Yes, please. Because I've never made a Cosmo, which I think is.
You haven't?
Never in my whole life, which isn't that crazy?
It is. So first of all, I always think of a Cosmo, like I think of Sex in the City automatically. And even now, like when I'm ordering them, it's like 2020 and I'm like, am I so old school by ordering a Cosmo? But I just think they're good. They're fun to drink. They're pretty.
Maybe I just never thought I was cool enough to order a Cosmo. I didn't live that city life.
I like to drink mine with like orange vodka or citrus vodka instead. But my sparkling Cosmo doesn't have vodka in it. So, and I don't know, I'm not a big champagne cocktail girl because I feel like the minute I put champagne with vodka, I get an instant headache, and the next day I get a headache. So I like it light and easy. So you could literally make one at a time, or if you're gonna have a big party, pre-batch these, or have our party host helper pre-batch them so they're easy to make. But really, I start with a teaspoon of sugar. God bless my friend for letting me use her kitchen. She's like, here's a bowl, here's a spoon.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice. I cannot even believe you have a thunderstorm. You have a thunderstorm rolling in.
So you want to use triple sec. I like Cointreau. It's definitely a lot more expensive, but I think it tastes great and it's worth it. So you're going to put like, if you were going to measure this, which I kind of just eyeball it, you would do a tablespoon of this. Smells so good. You're going to do a cranberry juice, sorry. just like half the glass or a little bit. I don't love my Cosmo to be super sweet, so I don't use a lot of cranberry normally. I'm gonna cut my lime really quick. I just want to show you though what my friend has. We're in Pennsylvania, but both Jersey girls. Jersey, a great gift.
I love that.
So let me just cut this really quick. I feel like we have a ton of limes at home because we've just been using them in every single drink, like, you know, a Cosmo or a Moscow Mule or a Vodka Club, whatever. So I feel like this whole quarantine I've had a ton. All right, so that's how we're gonna garnish it. But so this is the main ingredient to make it sparkling, obviously. It's I just got these little bottles, but Prosecco, champagne, sparkling wine.
Oh. Well, these are great for like a bachelorette party because there's always these little tiny bottles of champagne around.
Yeah, and then so if you were having a party and having a party with helper batch these up for like a girls' night, a book club, whatever, I would batch this up and then just top it with champagne when your guests, you know, ask.
Yeah, of course.
So it's just cranberry, sugar, and the Cointreau or a triple sec. And then we're just gonna top it off. Oh shit.
That's how we make drinks in quarantine.
Looks like I will be owing my friend a dry cleaning bill on her on the table. Anyway, we're gonna garnish with this, and it's very pretty and very refreshing.
Beautiful. I love that. That's actually much easier than I anticipated it to be.
It tastes good. It tastes like sparkling Cosmo. I mean, it has the great flavor, and I love bubbly. So.
Oh. I'll have to start ordering them. But until then,
cheers.
Until then, cheers. So Renee, when we can party again, what's the first party you're gonna throw?
Well, I'm turning 39 in less than 3 weeks, so I'm praying that I can celebrate that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm supposed to jump on a flight to go to Florida on the 16th. Not sure if that's going to happen. So I may be having a Pennsylvania celebration, whether it's in our backyard or our driveway or what. I don't know. But definitely a summer party. I mean, I love just my birthday is always the beginning of the summer because it's right before Memorial Day. So I've had like pool parties in the past at friends' houses. I've had parties at bars at the shore. I've had local parties. We've gone up to New York for the weekend. So it's just like, I feel like it signifies the start of the summer. So hopefully we can celebrate properly. Not that I care so much about my birthday. It's more about just like getting everyone together, you know?
And to kick off the summer.
Right, totally. So.
Yeah, we do a summer kickoff party here. We do a Flag Day party.
Oh yes, and you hired a party host helper last year.
I did. Big shout out to Bridget. She's a crowd favorite in these parts. She's incredible. She walked around and picked up towels and threw them in the dryer and kept bringing them back out. And she dealt with all the food. And it's awesome because I'm in the backyard the whole party. So to have her answer the door and take dishes and
so nice.
And I never want to use my crock pot because I never want to have to be responsible for cooking it or cleaning it after. So she cleaned all my crock pots out.
So nice.
And I had a friend that actually made like red, white, and blue Jell-O shots, and she walked around and passed out red, white, and blue Jell-O shots like all night. It was so much fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're hoping because that's our tradition. We, here in Arizona, it heats up like even today, it's really, really hot.
Yeah.
And so I find that like Memorial Day is still a little bit cool for a party, but then I feel like 4th of July ends up being like just
you can't have a party. Yeah.
Right. So I was like, a party in June would be great. And Flag Day, I mean, we love America in this house. So we decorate the entire house and the entire yard with red, white, and blue flags and American flags. And we throw a big bash. And it's June 14th. So it's really
it's always the day after my mom's birthday. I remember that because she's the 13th.
Again, it's a great kickoff.
That you have. I don't know anyone that throws a Flag Day party. So like kudos to you. And
right. Well, you know what? We don't have to compete because there's always somebody that's having a 4th of July party. So, then it's like we have to compete with other friends that are having parties, like a Memorial Day party or a 4th of July party. And nobody throws a Flag Day party. So we never have to compete. So we always get all the guests.
I love it. That's awesome.
And we love a full house. We love a full house. And before I started working for Party Host Helpers, I had absolutely no idea what an asset it is to have somebody there to just deal with all of like anytime someone spills and they can help clean it up, and all the food that people bring. You always tell people, don't bring food, don't bring drinks, but they do. And then they have to go somewhere. You don't want to just not put them out, but there's just so much going on. So to have someone on site to handle all of the food and answering the door and just being so kind to my guests, giving people drinks. Last year was my first year hiring somebody, and I was like, well, I will never do that again without a helper.
Well, that's why when I hire the regional directors, I'm like, throw a party, have a party with helpers so you can.
I can't hear you.
For your.
Can you hear me?
What's up? Oh shoot! Now it says my batteries. Now my computer battery's low. It's been like a day, right? Well, we can wrap it up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now, Renee?
Yeah.
Okay. I think my phone might have gotten overheated because it's so hot out.
Okay, my computer's gonna die, I think, now since I didn't have it plugged in. But this was great.
This was so fun. I'm so excited I actually know how to make a Cosmo. Like, it seemed like this scary thing in my mind, like super fancy, real complicated, really not. I have all the ingredients in my house already, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, and then we will be posting these recipes. I'll probably be uploading this on our YouTube page, and we'll be pushing it out. So if you're watching, feel free to push it out to your social networks. Unfortunately, right now, our business, Party Host Helpers, can't, we can't help our clients right now. So instead of, worrying or stressing, we're pushing out a ton of great content. We're, recipes and appetizers and snacks. And we just want to load you guys up with lots of ideas and remind you that we're here when you're ready to party.
We are here when you're ready to party.
Awesome. Thanks, Shawna.
Thanks so much, Renee. It was so good to see your face.
We'll do it again.
All right. Well, be safe in that crazy thunderstorm that's rolling in.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yes.